Um, so this is like my reward is to do these talks. I went back and caught a couple of them 2 days ago, and the one the day before that. Wow, not seeing that anywhere out on the show. But it's difficult, to it's a topic of all topics. How do you explain that? Just well, how do we teach children? Repetition. So there'll be some repetition in there. So that's fine. And it just occurred to me in the shower that this is the revelation that we're our perception that we're God perceiving its world. We weren't ready because we were behaving as children. Uh, so this is how you set. I was like, why can't I keep? And I was getting annoyed at it. Everyone, save the children, save the children. But now I'm making peace with all that stuff, right? I was like, do you know? It means this, not that. And I had an opinion on it. I don't have an opinion on that anymore. My message and my set was for me to save the child in me from that light show, and having my emotions be governed by what I'm observing. It's the other way around. Your emotional world is reflected in your observation. So yeah, I'm going to take a few cycles to let that sink in. I'm noticing. Well, I was going to, I was like, got my message. I can go work. But no, I'm just still rewiring until I'm ready to do that. Just perfectly. So yeah, I just been straightening up around the house here, and I noticed it's an odd story about how I got that car, but it's like this bright blue. It's like not my color. It just popped up in my set, and then yesterday we were having DJ wars, and my little speaker, but it was because it was consistent. It was winning, Oh, John's got a speaker. I was like, every song's on the internet that you want. They're saying, oh, I can play my song on my computer. I'm like, just tell me where it is. I'll speak it, and it'll play. And that thing is the same exact bright blue color. So connected, a theme. Well, of course, everything is connected. Everything is a coincidence. Everything is a synchronicity. Just before here, I was coming out, and I was like, well, what do I want? I want a comfortable chair. It was right in there. There it was. This is what I'm sitting on now. It's in the kitchen there. And I want to go sit in the grass. So, I guess my vantage point, these are more for me now than anything else. I did see that one of them got like 137 views. Right? It's not a message for everyone. It's not that kind of a thing. And no, I don't really even care. I listen to it and I see where I'm at. Because yeah, this rewiring stuff, it got me into a mental institution. That's how my partner responded to what was going on in me. And what were they afraid of? That inner trauma, the buried trauma. That's the ego mind doesn't, not yet. They're not ready to work on that and heal that. So this is all I know how to do. I explained it to them, both my sister and my girlfriend, like dozens of times. This is what's going on. You can do this. This is what's going on. And so this is what I'm doing. I want to figure it out too. Whatever information is channeling through me. I'm curious about myself. That's what life is. It's life experiencing itself in seemingly different forms down here. Hi, Taylor. And when you bury that trauma in there, guess what? Drama of the gifted child. You end up recreating that in your child. And then they get traumatized. I explained all that to, and I was like, what? Girlfriend has 2 daughters, and I'm like, oh, those ages that you weren't around, you think that didn't have an effect emotionally on them? See, she's recreating the trauma, and so now there are issues there. It's Aquarius now. Yeah. We're going to dance and lights and figure these things out. And those are the guidelines, the real COVID testing for the heart. I was scared of COVID. I thought, what's it coming to? I scared myself shitless because it's in the ice. For me to say, I got to figure that out so that I can explain this to people as a good to save the children, to heal those wounds. So you just got to go and sit with that until you realize, oh, you're the same person. And that is what God is. You think you're talking to someone else, but there's another. It encompasses it all. I've had little glimpses of that experience, so that I would know. And I didn't when it happened at the time, but now I'm going back and I'm saying, oh, like, it's making sense now. So that little thing there happened, and then that prevented that from happening, and now I'm over here. I'm like, wow. So anything out on the set, if you identify it and you don't like it, that's what your energy body wants to work it out. And if you like it, then it's what you like in yourself. I hinted at that one where I almost got licensed as a naturopathic medical, and the night before I just had, I call it a funny feeling. I just had a funny feeling, like something's not going to go right. And I traced it all back to many layers, like connection points. And the first one is that I had a teacher, and I just didn't like her. Our personalities just, it's like germ theory, I'm kind of provocative on her. And she was the one in charge of this big exam, to go from the second year to the third year. And I remember then I was in the classroom, and she was explaining the rules of the exam, and I was daydreaming. Part of me said, you should probably listen to this part. I missed something key in there. But I just, I'm not going to worry about it. And so I went in and did the exam, did everything perfect. Came out, told everyone, oh, it's so easy, don't even worry about it. Oh, but guess what? I didn't hear her. The rule was, you have to lie and report a normal, no symptoms for everything that you observe. Lie. Maybe it's to protect the, volunteers. They did have some symptoms and they want to, I'm sure it was something like that reason. But so I failed the exam, just like barely, like a couple points. I even went into her office like, really? So I had to retake it real early in the morning. But guess I didn't get enough sleep. Somebody was waking me up at 3 in the morning, every night, 3 in the morning, with those issues. And so that morning, I didn't get a chance to shower. And I went in, and then it got reported. I smelled like booze and tobacco. I'm sure I did. I'm like, this has never been an issue. I've been in this school for 2 years. It just happened to be all those things. So super early morning. Oh, and they wanted me to come in and get tested. I was like, oh, I was sober when I went and did it. What are you, nuts? You think I'm drinking in the morning? At night, yeah. So on the test, it came up, marijuana. I was like, oh, I made up an excuse, But, I wasn't drunk at the school. But then that marijuana charge, you need to go to, I had to go to do a, no alcohol for whatever, 30 days. I'm just an incredible sequence, right? You think it would be so synchronistic. There's some more stuff in that too. I mean, if I was an alcoholic, the worst thing you would do is just take that right away. You can die from that. Your body's expecting it. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And how did tobacco lead just because someone smelled alcohol coming on my skin, eliminating? So yeah, that was a struggle, and but it was for that purpose, because I was not meant to be licensed and operate, because I would be going and administering other people's estates, their bodies. You can assist in that, but ultimately the heart, the big one, that's the only thing that heals. We're just observing it down here. Oh, maybe this type of essential oil causes this in the skin, but that's all just nonsense. I mean, it's surface. stuff on the set to get an opinion about. But no, God is what heals you. Right? When you cut yourself, you heal you. Physically, in your physical body, but in that emotional energy body, as we've been talking about. It's pretty, I mean, it bears repeating. I guess that's what that would be. That everything you're seeing around you is that emotional state that you're in as you navigate that through the frozen hose and you melt the water and then you watch the show. Yeah, and get a license means you're going against God's law. That's what legal means, undoing of God's will. That's what we did to climb down Jacob's ladder and come out here and live down here. I looked on one little thing on Facebook because I need some material to work with. But Jason Christoff, I mean, he's still in the stage, watching the shadows, complaining about the government, and all of that system is reflective of what humans and our emotional, what we're dreaming up. Yeah, those are defenseless animals that we're eating. You think God's not paying attention to that? There's going to be a response, right, to that. And we're the only ones that can even have these kind of conversations to figure this stuff out, figure out what the set is. And then we're the healing, we're like the little immune cells in the superorganism. Hey, that's consequences for that. I think I haven't eaten anything but like a few grapes in 4 days. A lot of juice. I was thinking, well, what I want to manifest up. Am I hungry? I'm feeling a little weird as all this stuff comes in. Should I eat now? I'm just asking, or but also paying attention that it's already happened. So that's a big responsibility. That's getting the mark of the beast. And that mark of the beast is that you just have love in your heart. That's where you operate from. Angie. I still tell that story, Angel. We were in 7th grade gym class. I can't remember his name. He was a football coach at North too, but he's talking. Okay. Blue team's gonna go with blue, red over it. Okay. We picked up every time he said it. We started laughing. We're all lined up on the gym wall. Okay. Like ready to explode, but he picked up on it, like, because he didn't know what the kids were laughing at him about. But Angie and I, or Angel, we were just like, that's a fun experience. Trying to not laugh at something is absolutely hysterical. Okay. But that's what this life is. Little kids having fun, but we just got older and we lost that part of we're dreaming. It's funny. Oh man, I will never forget that moment. We had so many good laughs. Clark, man, talking to Bert. I mean, it was just a comedy show. That's all I remember from Clark. Going back there, I'm like, that's hilarious. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. So, but somewhere along the line, I thought shit was real, and I started making emotions about it. And then it wasn't so funny. But that is what is kind of actually funny, though, and that is why the world is upside down. So what Christoph's talked about was, the humans are we're the only ones that can step up or control our hallucination. We're Lucifer. I don't know if anyone's still getting an opinion about all those scary words, but they're all us. Just ways of going about it. And everything on that projected world will be reversed. So, I mean, that's just the way it's presented. So it's upside down. Doesn't make any sense. You're a monkey on a spinning ball. I almost went down that route. Well, being an anthropology professor, I'd be teaching that. Something got messed up in there too. Hey, brother. I'm doing my my live update. Live update? Yeah. Right. This is my job. This is my duty. Oh man. Oh. What was So if there's anything in your relationships, it's going to be those immediate ones. They're in your family, you know. That's the one to figure out. It's like put yourself in their shoes and say, oh yeah, I would do that too. Because everybody's just doing, oh, I would do that too. Right? Everybody's just doing that too. Like this. You just try to get through it. You know? Yeah. But the real breaking the law was that we were doing it to ourselves. Because we were the children and just pushed up there against the screen, looking at the shadows, and we were afraid, and that was scaring the children. That's save the children. So we do that work internally, and you're God. You just didn't know it. You had to develop and grow your body, watch the show. But there's some emotions involved with that. That's what's in motion, right? Just all the stuff out in set, pure, solid. Still energy, but solid. Eternal observer, spirit, could never be destroyed. It's just cooking stuff up. See with the children, because it knows it's indestructible. So yeah, everything you learn in public school is wrong. Yeah, it's all wrong. Because that was the clue. That you would eventually say, oh, I'm doing that. That's me out there. I'm projecting all that out there. So we came up, there was an issue in the court that needed to be expelled. So I'm just describing this as best as I can, so that you'll be available. That avenue will be available out of the theater of shadows. There's an access door to watch the real show. Of course, there has to be. All the characters in that whole Bible, we just got out of the Old Testament, right? I mean, but this is the new, clear vision. It's in the set. It's in the ice. To enjoy that ride, that realize that there's nothing you're perceiving that isn't you. You're afraid of it now because you haven't seen that. But if you sit there and experience it, they didn't mean to hurt you. I know where my mother was operating from. I felt it her entire life. All her nodal points where she had to make these decisions when she was operating from her heart, attempting to. But what got sealed in me, get abandoned. She left my dad. Explain those reasons, but those were my new issues as a child. All I saw was, oh, women get married and then the wife leaves. Like, that seems pretty shitty. My dad got married again, same thing. I was like, oh, so that's what happens. That's what got implanted in me. I cut off the possibility to actually love because I had that fear. That's what I've been observing. But no, they didn't. They're just going about their lives. I had to make peace with that. I made peace with the whole set. Get vaccinated, get birth certificate. It's like those are all little checks until the product is ready to step up. And then that's the reward, is this pure love. And there's no one else to complain about. You actually heal them. All that wound you have in you is there. That's where it comes from. That's what's being transmitted, really, emotionally. So one little other thing too, yeah, the whole way we were going about our reproductive lives was a problem because it was children raising children, and we were being lured by the set with that fire down below, and not really thinking and planning and preparing for how important that is to bring life, channel it into this realm. So that was a problem on the set. That's why COVID was in the ice in this time, so that it would, and then now we have our tools. Yeah, COVID-19. That's where your heart is. It wants to see if you're ready to operate from love, without fear of the shadows, light world. It's to be enjoyed. That's the grand design. The real stages. of the organism, right? Centipede. Now we're turning into butterflies because we have that, and we know that. So that's for the shot. Get in there, MMA style, land a couple blows, a couple body shots, polish a little corner there, here. So this is part of that, what I'm doing. And so if it's of assistance, that's good, because we're all the same life. We're here to help each other, ultimately, and figure out what we're watching. And yeah, but yeah, that's the energy and emotion. I mean, that's everything. We're projecting, but we're all God. We got emotions, right? Nothing. You think something's out there on the, it's always going to be representative of something, because it's being shown through the parable. So, all-seeing eye now, Terminator. All those movies. These guys were watching Columbo, early 70s. It's like no accidents in any of this, because it's all generated from the emotional superorganism. All the characters, there's nothing separate from you, because it was you. You weren't. That's where they exist in your perception. That's why they all went away. You know, anybody out there, I have an opinion about, no, nothing. So that's where we're at today. Just keep going. That's what I'm getting. So I'm gonna go take a little walk, pick up a couple of supplies, and yeah, keep enjoying. If you're not laughing hysterically at this, or yeah, keep going. You will. All right, everybody. I'll see you on the next one. Much love.